Hello everyone, my name is Blank. I didn't expect to make this video, nor did I want to make this video, but unfortunately I have more information that should be spread to ensure everybody's safety. This is my second video on Daniel Hogan, and there's new information that I've collected and I feel the need to spread it around. I do need to clarify that most of the people involved in this are minors and they don't want a part in this. I believe it's only right to respect that. I'll be keeping many identities hidden by censoring their names and screenshots. I'm aware that in order to pursue full legal actions, many times full identities are needed, but at the bare minimum I want to spread the word on Daniel's actions to those who need to hear it in order to keep everybody informed. In this video, I'll be talking about grooming and sending of explicit images and videos to minors. With that being said, let's begin. First, I want to bring up my friend A. A created an alternate account for us to almost mess with Daniel. It wasn't meant to lead to anything, and I'm aware of how bad it looks that we sought out to mess with him. Daniel was aware that A was a minor, as I mentioned that to him on a server when I brought up this bait account, referring to A as, quote, a fan. Unfortunately, I don't have details regarding their conversations, which is very infuriating. All I have is A's word and what was stated in the server. Initially, he was very skeptical, but he bent very easily the moment I said this account was a girl and that she wanted to show panties or something, which Daniel had encouraged her to do many times throughout their conversations. A told me that all Daniel wanted was panties, saying that every time they were online, he would ask, which is actually very, very interesting because in many states, it is actually a crime to even just request explicit images from a child. It is often referred to as child enticement, as it is an adult requesting an inappropriate behavior from a minor, which in this case, of course, that would be sending inappropriate messages and images. It wouldn't surprise me that he lacks morality considering what has been seen in my previous video, which, if you haven't watched it, please check it out after you watch this video. I will link it in the description. After my last video went up, I got a few pieces of evidence relating to interactions between Spire and Daniel, which I believe I should touch on. In this interaction, we can see the way he views and interacts with Spire, who was a minor during this, I should clarify. I also received information about Spire's former connections with Daniel, where they explained that they wanted to help him with confidence and make him happy. From my perspective, this is very reminiscent of grooming behavior, as Daniel built this emotional connection with Spire, which, by the looks of it, Spire thankfully didn't seem to fall for. Guilt tripping is a form of manipulation, and it makes one appear as though they are the victim in order to make another person feel bad and therefore comply with their desires. Daniel was facing a lot of backlash at the time, as you can see Spire brought it up in their comment, and he put on this guilty persona, which in the end trapped Spire in what was perceived as a friendship when in reality it was just a cycle of guilt tripping and coercion into explicit conversations. I had originally intended to talk about a Twitter thing that happened, so I had something to disprove Daniel if he denies his alt being his, but I guess everyone already knows red_flares is his alt, so I guess I don't have to disprove anything. This is also a last-minute update because he keeps going on IMG flip for some reason, and the first time he did it, he used his alt's name, red_flares, and the second time he used blue_slush. I did make an IMG flip account to warn him of what is likely going to happen, but he ended up getting his first account, red_flares, banned. Unfortunately, I was having a little snooze, so I wasn't online when he made the blue slush account. But fortunately, my friends took screenshots for me, so in these screenshots, he explains his story, which honestly doesn't make any sense. He goes over different incidents with each of my friends, which again seem like meaningless little things that don't really justify hating them that much. Especially when he was the one being creepy and starting shit. But, like, you gave your OCs away and you're mad that they changed? They aren't yours anymore. It shouldn't matter. Also, he stated, quote, she wanted them, which does not justify what he did, because even if a child asks, an adult should not present their genitals to them. I thought that was common fucking knowledge. On Daniel's alternate account, he talked to an account that belonged to a friend of mine, who I'm going to refer to as B. Daniel obviously didn't know that this account was B and instead assumed that this account was a random 16-year-old girl. And in this conversation, he had not only sent photos of his genitals to someone he knew to be 16, but he also sent a video of himself stimulating his genitalia. I spoke to B about this little sting operation of theirs, and they explained that they hadn't wanted to reveal the smaller details of the conversation and chose only to send screenshots that displayed the gist of the conversation. Of course, one could argue, if they didn't give details on it, then it didn't happen. However, Daniel said on IMG Flip, quote, "she wanted them," which is a plural statement. And I think that that statement alone says that there were multiple photos and videos sent from him. So he basically just told on himself. But I don't blame B for not wanting to go back on that account to get screenshots or show us even what was said during that sting operation. I just feel as though that what was sent in our group chat is enough for the video, especially considering how long it is. But I will be bringing up very specific laws seen in New York State, which is Daniel's current place of residency, that relate to online interactions with minors and explicit content. I've gone through and screenshotted and highlighted all relevant sections of this bill I'm referencing so that I can show you exactly what I'm referring to. I'll also be keeping this article's definitions of certain words and phrases that apply to this off to the side so you can reference them. According to New York State's Penal Law 235, titled Disseminating Indecent Material to Minors, it is illegal to present explicit content to someone below the age of 17. In this first section of the bill, it explains that a person is guilty of disseminating indecent material to minors in the first degree when they are aware that the content is sexual in nature. In this case, Daniel is aware that it is nudity he is presenting, and based on the definition of sexual conduct stated in this bill, Daniel is committing this offense. Another aspect of this bill states that using a computer, smartphone, or other device to present inappropriate material, in this case exhibition of one's genitals, is a Class D felony in New York State, and the defendant must register as a sex offender. The definition of sexual conduct in this case being self-stimulation. There is also sexual excitement, which is also a given definition in this bill, which also applies to this situation. There is also a section of this bill that explains what is needed in order to find the defendant guilty, and would you look at that, all of the criteria has been met. I do have other things to say, so unfortunately I will not be able to go through each individual piece of criteria. However, you are free to pause the video in order to read through them. I've already explained the given situation, so you can connect each section to what applies where. I've gone through and highlighted the aspects I believe apply. Of course, I feel I should clarify that I'm not an expert in legal action. I don't have experience in reviewing legal documents or determining if I have presented evidence that is applicable or valid enough. Now, here's where I'm requesting genuine help from those of you who do understand the justice system well and know what steps I should take. As stated in the beginning of this video, a majority of the people involved in this are minors and do not want to reveal their identities or be involved. I'm unsure if that aspect will prevent us from taking action, and of course there's the fact that we've interacted with Daniel for so long despite our understanding that he was a disgusting creep. Maybe it was morbid entertainment, but this fact may be something that has reduced our validity. Even if we are not able to pursue legal action against him, at the absolute bare minimum, I want to keep everybody informed and for my videos on him to get shared around for everyone to stay safe. Getting his accounts disabled would probably be the most viable option for us, and honestly, I'll take what I can get. If you've stayed until the end of this video, I just want to say thank you for listening, and please be sure to share this around to ensure the safety of others. As far as I'm aware, these are the usernames and social media platforms that Daniel Hogan uses, so please be on the lookout for them, and do not interact with him. Please feel free to subscribe and follow me on Instagram to see any of my future works. I'm also including my Discord username, so if you have any advice on what the next steps should be, just please make sure you let me know in the comments so that I can accept your friend request. I'd rather not have to deal with any alternate accounts harassing me in my DMs. I only want genuine advice on this topic. With that being said, thank you for watching, and please stay safe.